Welcome back to YouTube to my channel. Just showing off some more pickups that I got today. Pretty interesting haul. Some of the things aren't as valuable probably as I paid for them, but I still wanted to add them to my collection. And I probably wasn't going to find it anywhere else, and prices on eBay are crazy, especially for me in Canada, because when I have to pay for shipping, sometimes I'm paying astronomical prices when I'm looking at stuff, and it just turns me right off from buying stuff that way anyways, and it's more interesting to go out and hunt as well. So I ended up picking up a few things that I think are quite valuable and some things that aren't really valuable at all. But the first thing I wanted to show you isn't video game related, although back in the day I was listening to this when I was playing video games for sure. I remember distinctly like this album and my Sega Genesis kind of sitting around side by side. So I picked up this CD. It was for $2. If you don't recognize the cover because you're not quite as old school as I am, that's Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys. It's a great album. If you're interested in that kind of thing, then you should definitely pick this up if you haven't already. I mean, it's pretty popular disc, but I was driving around listening to this morning. The first thing that I picked up from a thrift shop, and I should actually tell you a little bit about this because it was crazy this morning. The first place I went to, I knew there was construction in the area, so I knew it was going to be slow getting down there. It's not really that far from my place, but when I went down there, there was a whole lot more going on in the street than you could possibly imagine. I was pretty happy when I finally got into the thrift shop to actually find anything, because otherwise it would have been kind of a treacherous drive just to get in there, and to walk out with nothing would have been kind of brutal. But it actually turned out really well, and I'll show you what I got now. The first thing that I wanted to show you was this charger right here. This is the PSP one. It's all there. This is great to have kind of thing in a backup. I already have one, but it's great to have a backup. It was $4, so I decided to pick it up. The rest of the stuff that I have is strictly games, though. It's from the same Goodwill. I picked up Namco Museum for the N64. It's in reasonable shape, I guess. There's stickers and stuff on it, but I can get that off. That's not a problem. There is some wear on the label up at the top there. You can see it on my finger. It's right there. But not too bad overall. I picked this up for $2.50, so I mean, really, you can't go wrong unless you're picking up a sports title for that price. But good deal there. The next thing that I picked up was a GameCube game called Odama. And I've never actually checked this out fully, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but usually when I see GameCube games, if they're not sports related, I usually pick them up. It is not complete, but it does have different kind of inserts in there, precautionary booklet and all that stuff, and obviously the game's in there. It's in decent shape. Pretty good actually, so I'm pretty happy. I'm just trying to expand my GameCube collection a little bit, and I paid $2 for that, so not too bad at all. The next thing that I picked up at the same Goodwill was Time Crisis Zone. This is for PS2. I don't know if this game you need to have the gun controller or not, but I'll check it out and see. It's all in there, so it's complete. So I'm pretty happy with that. I picked this one up for $2.50. The reason why the prices are in the $2 range is because it is half price DVD, CD, video game kind of day there. So everything that I'm showing you, if it has a price written on the front of it, it's actually half that price. The first Onimusha, that's what we call it, Onimusha Warlords. This one's for PS2. It's complete, and it's in excellent shape as well. So a lot of things that I bought today are in really great shape. So it almost looks new really to take a look at it. So I'm really happy to pick that up, and that was $2.50, just like the other game. And his brother's also here. It's Onimusha 2. It's called Samurai's Destiny for PlayStation 2. I've never checked out these games. I've mentioned it like in just about every single video that I've done that I never originally owned a PlayStation 2. So there's a lot of titles that I don't know a thing about, and this is one of them. So I'll check those two out. Again, that was $2.50, so I wasn't gonna pass it up. At a different thrift shop now, normally it's not a thrift shop, well it is a thrift store, but it's the Salvation Army one. And I don't usually find anything at the Salvation Army because they take their prices and they're usually a bit jacked up. And if they're not jacked up, they have everything that you would want as a retro collector in a glass case, and it's for auction, and they end up auctioning it off at the end of the month. And so there was like a SNES there, and I was like, great, an SNES. And I was like, oh, all right, it's in the display cabinet. So, you know, it's kind of off limits basically. You couldn't buy it then and there, and it was already in the auction. It was already up to $70. So, like, I'm not paying $70 for an SNES that was in the condition that was in, because it was pretty bad. It had a couple controllers, and they looked pretty beat up too. So I don't know who was putting bids for $70 on that, but it's pretty ridiculous. So I was really surprised to actually find a game in this place, because I never find anything there. It's just really close to another one that I go to, so I always just stop in just in case and check it out. And I actually glad that I did today, because I picked up Jak 3 for PlayStation 2, and it's complete. And check the disc here, but it's in great shape too. So I never, like I said before, never played a lot of PlayStation 2 games when I was younger, so I want to check that one out, and I'm glad to add that to my collection. I'm just glad that I actually found it at that thrift store, because it's kind of crazy. At a different Goodwill, I found this game right here, Medal of Honor. This is a Platinum Hits edition. This is the Frontline, Medal of Honor Frontline. It's complete. And I paid $2.50 for this one, so I'm pretty happy to pick it up for that price. I don't even know if it's valued at that much, but hey, I want to add it to my collection, so I thought I would. And the other day I also got this game, and I'm not showing you it again. I'm actually showing you another copy that I picked up. It's Final Fantasy, or Crisis Core Final Fantasy, except for it has the paperwork in there, but the disc is not that game. It is Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. So I have an extra case here for the game that I already have, but I paid $6 for it. I don't know if it's really a good deal for that game, but you know, at the same note, I'm trying to get like cases and stuff when I do find games that don't have the cases for them, so I'm not too worried about that. Also at a Value Village, a different one was this game right here that I picked up for Xbox, and I'm pretty sure I overpaid for it. I paid $3 for this. It's Crimson Skies, and it's complete, as you can see. So I picked that up, and I want to check it out. I'm going to add it to the collection. I don't have this already in my collection, so for that price I thought I'd go for it, but ultimately I don't think it has the value that I paid for it. But like I said, I want to add it to mine, so not a big deal. The next game that I picked up is NBA Live 97. I got this at a Goodwill, and it's half price day at this particular Goodwill as well. This was the second Goodwill that I went to. So this was $2.50. Now normally I wouldn't buy a sports title, especially this one. The label's like really beat up, but the back label is like excellent, and I wanted to take that and just swap it out with one of the other games that I have already, and also has this protective sleeve, so I want to put that on my copy of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, because it's a valuable game and I want to protect it. So $2.50. I got a kind of donor cart with the protective cover. At the same Goodwill, I picked up this PlayStation 1 game, and I'm really happy to add this to my collection because this game is so much fun. This is Frogger. It's like in the 90s kind of remake of it for the PlayStation 1, and I paid $2.50 for that, so pretty happy with it. It's in really great shape, the manual's in pretty decent shape, and the game is in excellent condition, so I'm really happy to add this to my collection because I really enjoyed this back then. At the same Goodwill, I picked up SWAT Target Liberty, and this one's actually sealed, and so I picked that up for $2.50 as well, so I'm pretty happy with that. Probably will never open this. I might use it as trading fodder, I'm not entirely certain, but pretty cool to find a PSP game for $2.50. And in the same sort of pile, I found SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo. That's also for the PSP. Paid $2.50 for this as well, so really happy to add those into my collection. Looks like a pretty fun game as well. The last one from that particular haul was not really a great deal necessarily, but I paid $2 for this, and this is Top Gear Daredevil. It's not complete though, it doesn't have the manual, but it has the game. So, you know, $2.50, I wasn't really gonna turn it down. Not a great title, but that's the way it goes, you know. So those are my pickups for today. I hope you enjoyed my new intro video, something I made last night, and I hope you enjoyed this as well. Please feel free to comment down below, subscribe, and please thumbs up as well, so I can get some more reviews and things like that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all later.